Guys, welcome back to TechDose, and in this video we will look at the candy problem which is from Leetcode number 135. Let's now read the problem statement. There are n children standing in a line. Each child is assigned a rating value given in the integer array ratings. You are given candies to these children subjected to the following requirements. Each child must have at least one candy. Children with a higher rating get more candies than their neighbors. We need to return the minimum number of candies you need to have to distribute the candies to the children. So if you look at the examples given, in the first example, the ratings are 102. So if you assign the candies, like the first guy gets one candy, then the second guy has a smaller rating. So how many candies will you give him? If you give him one candy, then actually it will be wrong, because 1 being adjacent to 0, it has to get one higher candy, right? So if you assign 1 to this 0 rating, then this has to get 2. The first child has to get 2. And now this last guy, since he has rating of 2, his rating is higher than the adjacent, he has to get a higher value than 1, so he has to also get 2, right? So the optimal assignment, so that you spend minimum number of candies and each one of them gets at least one candy, is 2 1 2, and the total candy count will be 5, and that is why the answer is 5. Okay, if you look at the second example, in this case the first child can get one candy, second child can get 2 candy, but for the last guy, even though these two ratings are same, there is nothing mentioned about the same rating. If the rating is higher, then only you are obliged to give him more candies, otherwise you can simply assign a one candy, and that is why the answer is 4 in this case, 1 plus 2 plus 1, right? So I think the question is pretty clear. If you look at the maximum n value, it is 2 times 10 to the power of 4, and definitely you cannot write an n square algorithm, because that will be 4 times of 10 to the power of 8. We should write algorithm less than 10 to the power 8 computations to run within 1 second standard, right? So let's see how to solve this problem. Well, you can just imagine that this is a simple assignment problem where we can greedily do the assignment. In this case, I am taking some of the examples. The first example where the ratings are 2 3 4, increasing rating. So I know that minimum everyone is going to get one candy. So initially I will be assigning a candies array where I will be giving one candy to each child. Okay, and then I will be parsing from left to right, and whenever I find that the current rating is actually higher than the previous rating, then I will try to assign it more number of candies. Let's say that I have assigned one candy, right? And now I will be parsing. So is 3 higher than 2? Yes, 3 is higher than the previous rating, and that is why the number of candies here has to be at least 1 greater than the previous candy, and that is why this will be 2, which is 1 plus candies of the previous item, isn't it? Candies at 0. Now if you look at this 4, the next item, then this 4 is having a higher rating than 3. So the number of candies which has to be assigned at this point has to be 1 larger than the previous assigned candies, and that is why it has to be 2 plus 1 3. So after parsing, the total assignment of candies is 1 2 3. So the total number of candies that we can assign is 6, which is by adding them, and that is the final answer, right? If you look at the second ratings, now in this case the first child has 2 rating, and I will always assume that you can minimum give one candy to everybody, because that is already mentioned in the problem. We have to distribute at least one candy to each child. Moving from this first index, if you just compare with the previous rating, then you check this 3 rating is actually higher than the previous rating. So the number of candies here has to be 1 higher than the previous candies assigned, and that has to be 2. That is the bare minimum that you can distribute. If you look at this 3 value, this 3 value is not greater than the previous rating. Okay, so in that case you can just leave 1 as it is. So finally the total number of candies that you get is 1 plus 2 plus 1, which is 4 in this case, right? If you look at the third case, again we will be moving from left to right, and you can assign all the candies with 1 1 1. And if you check from the second index, check with the previous rating, is it smaller? You can check this 3 is not larger than 4, right? So you will not be doing anything. And if you move to this 2, again you compare 2 with 3, and since 2 is not larger than 3, so no more candies would be required, and we are done parsing. So will you say that you can manage this distribution by just using 3 candies? Well, moving from left to right, what we were trying to do is we were currently looking at a child rating CI, and we were comparing with CI minus 1 and checking if CI is greater than CI minus 1, then the number of candies assigned will be 1 plus whatever was the candy assigned previously, isn't it, to the left child. And that is how I was assigning it. But if you do this kind of checking, then it will only take care of increasing curve. It will never take care of the decreasing curve, because if you check this decreasing curve, in this case the adjacency is not just checked in one direction, but the adjacency is also in the other direction, right? So if a child is present here CI, one adjacent child will be at CI minus 1 and another adjacent child will be at CI plus 1. So what we did by moving from left to right by comparing a current child always with the previous child is we just took care of the increasing curve, but we never took care of the decreasing curve. So what we have to do is we have to parse from right to left and repeat the exact same process. So if I am present at this index, then I will be checking at the I minus 1th index and see if the I minus 1th index rating is higher than the ith index, that means 3 is greater than 2, then the number of candies here will be definitely one more than whatever is assigned to the last child. So it has to be 2 now. And now if you again repeat the process, since this 3 rating is smaller than 4, or you can say that 4 is larger than 3, so the number of candies to be assigned to this child will be 1 greater than whatever you assign to this 3 rated child, so that has to be 3, right? And that is why once you do the right to left parsing, then you get the actual count to be 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is 6. So you should remember that when you do left to right parsing and you are checking two adjacent items CI with CI minus 1, then you are just taking care of the non-decreasing type of curve, or you can say increasing type of curve. And whenever you are parsing from right to left and repeating the same process, then you are taking care of the non-increasing curve, or you can say decreasing type of curve, right? So since our example can have any kind of fluctuation, it can be increasing, decreasing, and therefore in order to accommodate for all the distribution, you have to do one time parsing from left to right and the second time parsing from right to left. Left to right parsing will take care of all the increasing part, and right to left parsing will take care of all the decreasing type of curve, right? Because it will be increasing if you move from right to left. The exact same process has to be followed. Now if you look at the examples, since I have already solved this, you know that if you solve from left to right, it will be 1 1 1, and if you solve from right to left, it is going to be 1 2 3. I already showed you, so I'll not be showing you again. Here the total count will be equals to 6. If you repeat the same thing on this particular example, where you move from right to left, first of all you move from right to left and you keep comparing the items. So let's say that you compare this 3 with the previous item 2. If it is larger, then you will update this to the count equals to 1 plus 1, which will be 2. Again this 5 is larger than 3, so this count will be 2 plus 1, which will be 3. Again this 7 is larger than 5, so this count will be 3 plus 1, which is 4. And this 3 is not larger than 7, so this will remain to be 1. Okay, so after first parsing, your count is 1 2 3 4 1. This is the candies. Okay, this is the candies. Now you have taken care of all the increasing curve, but what about the decreasing curve? If you move from right to left, then you see you can start from this index and compare this with the second last index, that means CI with CI minus 1. You check if CI minus 1 is greater than this CI, then the value what I was trying to do was whatever number of candies was assigned to this child, last child, plus 1, it will be 2. But if you look carefully, if I override this value 4 by 2, it is going to be wrong. It is going to be wrong. Okay, because the value 4 is larger than 2, and if you assign 2 candies to this person and 1 candy here, then it will go wrong, because minimum you have to assign 1 2 3 incrementally, and this 7 being larger than 5, it has to be a value larger than 3, so minimum value is 4. And that is why in order to get around this kind of situation, you should always take the maximum of the possible options that you have. You cannot just override simply to 2. Okay, so when you are parsing from left to right, there is no concept of taking the maximum, because this is the first time you are assigning. But when you are moving from right to left, if you find a candidate child to have certain value, then whatever was the previous value and whatever is the current expected value, you take the maximum and retain that. So that is why 4 will be retained in this case. Okay, 4 is retained. Because why I was thinking about 2, because 2 is the minimum which is greater than this one. Okay, but it can have any higher value as well. I'm just trying to minimize the number of candies, and that is why I was thinking about 2. But we have to also consider that the 4 came in the first parsing. So always take the maximum of these two possibilities. The maximum can also arise in the second parse. Okay, now we will be continuing to move. So when you compare this 7 with 5, since it is a decreasing curve, it is not going to update in right to left parsing, because 5 is not greater than 7, 3 is not greater than 5, and 2 is not greater than 3. So the final count is going to be this, where you get 1 plus 2 3, 3 plus 3 6, plus 4 10, plus 1 11. 11 will be the count. So you can say that when you do left to right parsing, then you have to check rating set I with rating set I minus 1, where you start from 1 and go till n minus 1, which is the last index, second index to last index. And you check candies at I, the rating set I. If it is greater than the rating set I minus 1, then candies at I will be 1 plus candies at I minus 1. This one is pretty obvious from our dry run. And if you are moving from right to left, then the same thing will apply. Here I am trying to move from n minus 1 to 1. That means the last index to second last index. So check the adjacent item. That means Ci minus 1, check it with Ci. So if Ci minus 1 is greater than Ci, then the candies at Ci minus 1 will be max of already known candies which you got from the previous step, comma 1 plus candies at I. Anyone can give you the maximum, and that is what you have to retain. Okay, I hope it is clear. So let's look at the dry run. I have given the ratings in the form of a graph, and if you look at the candies, I am assigning 1 candy minimum to all the children. And now I will be doing the first parsing from left to right. If you do left to right parsing, you compare 4 with 5. Is it larger? No, so no change. 2 with 4. Is it larger? No change. 6 with 2. So 6 is actually larger than 2, right? So what is the index of 6? It is this 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. It is 3, right? So the candy count here will be whatever is the previous candy count plus 1. So this is going to be 2. Okay. Now you go to this index 4. 6 is not larger, so it will not get updated. 6 is not larger than this 6, so it will not get updated. If you go to index 6, 7 is larger than 6. 7 is larger than 6. So that is why the count here will be 1 plus 1, 2. If you go to index 7, 8 is larger, right? So this count is going to be 2 plus 1, 3. If you go to this last index, index 8, then 4 is not larger than it, and you are done. So finally you have 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, so this is the count that you get after one parsing. Now we have to do parsing from right hand side. Let's do that. So in this case, I will be starting with the last index and check I minus 1th rating with the ith rating. 8 is larger than 4. So what I have to write here, it will be maximum of already known value, which is 3, comma whatever is the adjacent item 1 plus 1. So this is going to be 3, so there will be no change at all. No change at all, okay. Now I will be checking this 8 with 7. 7 is not larger, so we don't do anything. 7 with 6. 6 is not larger, don't do anything. 6 with 6. 6 is not larger, don't do anything. 6 with 6, not larger, don't do anything. 6 with 2. 2 is not larger, don't do anything. Now 2 with 4. 4 is larger. So what we have to do here? We have to add 1 to the previous value. Take the maximum of already known value here, which is 1, comma whatever is the adjacent child's candy. It will be 1 plus 1. That is going to be 2. So that is why you have to write 2 here. If you check with 4 with 5, then 5 is larger, and repeat the process. It will be max of 1, comma 2 plus 1. It is going to be 3. So this is the final candy distribution, and once you get it, you just have to add all these values. You can also add it on the go, like when you are doing the right hand side parsing, you could have added all the values after doing the update, right? So I will be doing that in the code. So if you find the sum, it will be 3 plus 2 5 plus 1 6 plus 2 8 8 9 10 12 15 and 16. So 16 is going to be the result. So in this case, I am iterating over the entire array 2 times. So the time complexity is going to be order of n, and space complexity is order of n due to the candy's extra space, right? So I hope it is clear. Let's now look at the code. If you are someone who is looking to prepare for top product based company within a limited time of just 3 months, then we have brought for you both the DSA and the system design live interview training program. The most important feature of this program is you get a filtered and condensed structured curriculum, in-depth discussion of all the topics, and my guarantee of your understanding, one-on-one guidance with me, and live weekend classes. To know more about the training, you can WhatsApp us on this given number. If you look at this code, we are given the ratings array. I will be finding the size of the array and taking the candies array with n size and pre-assigning all the children with exact one count of candy. Step 1 was to move from left to right and check the ratings, ith rating with I minus 1th rating. If ith rating is larger, then candies at I will be 1 plus candies at I minus 1. Step 2, when you have taken care of all the increasing curve, now you have to take care of all the decreasing curve, you can say, right? So from right to left, it will be equivalent to an increasing curve. So similar logic will be applied. Again, you check ratings at I minus 1 with ratings at I. If it is larger, then candies at I minus 1 will be max of candies at I minus 1, comma 1 plus candies at I. So this will be retaining the maximum of the second step and first step. Okay, and then we will be simultaneously adding the total so that I don't have to add it later. And finally return the total number of candies. So this is the entire code and I hope it is clear. If you still have any doubt, then feel free to comment below and I'll try to help you as soon as possible. See you guys in the next video. Thank you.